Welcome back to the channel. I'm Jen with Slingmods.com, and today we're extremely excited to introduce our Hi-Viz mirror lights for the Polaris Slingshot. These lights were designed by the team over at TricLED for those who value safety without compromising style. These lights are encased in an injection molded housing that feature a smoked lens for a sleek look that blends seamlessly with the factory mirror arm. The front-facing lights offer bright white running lights and amber sequential turn signals. The optional rear-facing lights mimic the front lights when the turn signal is engaged to grab the attention of motorists following behind you, and is a great visual reference from the seated position that the turn signal is activated. Both lights feature a really cool startup sequence once the ignition is turned on, similar to what you might see on higher-end cars. And as you can see, once installed, the lights add a factory-like look that illuminate the widest point of the vehicle, heightening overall visibility while out on the open road. Now that you know what this mod is and what it can do for you, allow our team to walk you through the installation process on one of our shop Slingshots.
Before you begin, make sure that you're parked on level ground, your parking brake is engaged, and that your ignition is off. The manufacturer recommends adding a dab of dielectric grease to all electrical connectors in the kit. Release the hood latch and open the hood. The mirror lights are not interchangeable. The passenger side is labeled P and the driver's side is labeled D. We'll be installing the passenger side first. Use a Phillips head screwdriver to remove the two screws holding together the mirror light assembly, so that you can carefully separate the two pieces. Use a 13mm socket with ratchet to loosen the factory mirror bolt, so that you can rotate the mirror forward for an easier installation. Grab the front portion of the lighting assembly and feed the wire through the center of the mirror arm like so. The side of the light with the wiring harness should be facing towards the vehicle. There's two angular notches in the plastic that correspond with the cross members on the mirror arm. This is to ensure proper alignment. The rear portion of the lighting assembly has a notch for the wiring. The notch should be facing towards the vehicle. Insert the rear portion into place so that the two pieces are in proper alignment. Then use a Phillips head screwdriver to reuse the hardware we removed earlier to fasten the pieces together, making sure not to over-tighten. If you opted for the optional rear-facing LED light, use the included alcohol pad to prep the surface area and allow that to dry. Then use the included adhesion promoter pad to wipe down that same surface area and allow that to dry. Carefully peel off the protective film from the back side of the light. Insert the wiring through the notch in the plastic, then press the light firmly in place to ensure maximum adhesion. The rear-facing light comes with a Y-splitter. This allows us to split the power signal for both the front and rear lights. On the side of the splitter with two connectors, plug the front light into one and the rear light into the other. Then route the remaining end of the splitter underneath the mirror bracket and into the engine bay. If you purchase the lighting kit for a 2015 to 2019 Slingshot, the included extension harness will look like the one on the left. If you purchased for a 2020 or newer Slingshot, your extension will look like the one on the right. We'll be starting with the installation for the 2015 to 2019 models. If you have a 2020 or newer and you'd like to skip ahead, I've gone ahead and thrown a timeline below for you. Plug the connector at the end of the extension harness into the remaining connector left on the Y-splitter we just installed. Then loosely route your extension harness up to the passenger side headlight. The 2015 to 19 installation requires our OEM style power integration harness. Use wire strippers to strip off the ends of all 3 wires. Grab one of the included lever locks and lift up on one of the orange tabs so that you can insert the black wire. Then press down on the tab to lock it into place. Grab another lever lock and repeat this process for the red wire. The final lever lock will be used for the yellow wire. After all 3 lever locks are installed, it should look like this. Carefully pull out on the red locking tab on the corner light connector, then press down on the release lever underneath the connector so that you can disconnect it from the bike. Plug one end of the power harness into the connector coming from the bike, then press the red locking tab to secure it into place. Then plug the remaining connector back into the corner light, again making sure to press in the red locking tab once connected. The end of the extension harness we ran up to the headlight has 3 open wire ends. One wire is blue, one is brown, and one is yellow. Connect the yellow wire from the extension harness to the open port on the lever lock with the yellow wire. Connect the blue wire from the extension harness to the lever lock with red wire. And lastly, connect the brown wire from the extension harness to the lever lock with black wire. Turn on the ignition to test your handiwork. Only the front-facing light should illuminate with a bright white running light once the startup sequence is ended. When the turn signal is activated, both the front and rear lights should illuminate with an amber sequential turn signal. If everything is working properly, adjust your side view mirror back into position and tighten down the factory mirror bolt using a 13mm socket with ratchet. Wrap each lever lock with electrical tape, then zip tie your wiring up and out of the way of any and all moving parts. And repeat on other side. If you're installing on a 2020 or newer Slingshot, you must already have the TricLED logic box installed prior to installation. The logic box seamlessly integrates into the Slingshot's wiring system and allows for simple plug-and-play expansion on over a dozen TricLED lighting mods. If you don't have the logic box installed, I've gone ahead and thrown a link in the description below for you so that you can grab one. If you have already installed the logic box, locate one of the 3-pin 1:4 splitters that was included with the logic box and plug it into the connector you previously ran to the passenger side headlight location. Grab the extension wire coming from your Hi-Viz mirror light and plug it into any of the available ports on the 1:4 splitter. Turn on the ignition to test your handiwork. Only the front-facing light should illuminate with a bright white running light once the startup sequence is ended. When the turn signal is activated, both the front and rear lights should illuminate with an amber sequential turn signal. Adjust your side view mirror back into position and tighten down the factory mirror bolt using a 13mm socket with ratchet. Then go back through and zip tie your wiring up and out of the way of any and all moving parts. And repeat on other side.
And that's all there is to it, folks. Now, if a set of Hi-Viz mirror lights is on your mod list, head over to slingmods.com today or click the link in the description below to grab a set for your sling. Feel free to like and subscribe to stay up to date with cool content just like this. I'm Jen, signing out until next time.